morning. I'm Mrs. Garrison. I'm your librarian, and this is going to be a quick little video tutorial on how to shelve. If you are watching this video, it means you have volunteered to shelve in the library, and I have to say thank you, thank you, thank you, because if the books are not on the shelves, it means your student may not get the perfect book at the right time. So it's really important that we get this shelving done. It all starts from the brown card. And it says that it is a shelving cart, but it's the only brown wooden cart in the library, and it usually sits behind the desk. I have lots of other carts in the library, and I have labels that say do not shelve this cart on most of them. But this is the brown cart where all the magic happens. If you forget anything that's in the video, I have a blue notebook here, and in that blue notebook we have a paper that explains the whole process that I'm getting ready to talk about. And there is a backside to that. That will also tell you on the backside how to shelve nonfiction, because that can be the trickiest one. All right, it is divided into sections that relate to different parts of the library. We'll start up here on the top shelf where it says nonfiction. And these are what we call the Dewey Decimal numbers, because that's what we use in the Canterbury Library. And you will see that the top number, the top line in the spine label is a number. So you always shelve by the number first, and then the 3 letters of the author's last name. Over here, we have E for easy or everyone. These are the picture books. And you will notice that the top line of the spine label, they all have E. Now I do this really quickly when I put the books on this cart. So if that is not an E, pull it aside and ask me about it. It is more important that this process is done correctly than quickly. And I really cannot emphasize that enough. So if these don't have an E in it, just pull it out. I probably made a mistake. Down here on the second shelf, we have what we call yellow label books. These are the beginning readers, and you'll see that they all have yellow labels. Now, it might be a little bit tricky. Sometimes you can't even see these because they're so worn off, or it might have different levels on the spine label. The important thing to remember is that it has a yellow label and it goes in the yellow label section. Right here we have B's for biography. It might be a B-I-O instead of just a B. All of these books will go alphabetically into the biography section. If you come over here, you have green label books, and those are chapter books. So you'll see right here that there are green labels, and they will be in alphabetical order, and we'll talk about those when we get to the green label section. If I accidentally put a yellow label in there or a blue label, please just pull it out and I'll fix it later. Down here on the bottom shelf, we have the blue label books. These go into the paperback section. And again, when you see what's down here on the white labels, ignore those and just go by the blue labels. We're going to go over here to the fiction section. Top line of the spine label is an F, or it might be an FIC, and those all go into the fiction section. This section gets a little bit tricky. This is a series section. They can be a little bit confusing, so if you're comfortable with those, please shelve them. If you're not comfortable with those, leave them for somebody else, or ask me and I can give you a separate training section on these. The important thing is, if you see it here in this series section, it goes into a series section in the library. Those are favorite series that your students love. And even though it might have a blue label on it, I know it gets a little confusing. If it's sitting here on top of the series section, it goes into the series part of the library. And I think that is the blue, that's the brown cards. And at this point, we'll go to separate sections.